Hey everyone, Caleb with Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with an answer to a question that I asked you guys if you wanted, and a couple of you said yes, so I'm making this video. So guys, this question is, are beat up foreign language antique books worth anything? And right off the bat, you guys know how I like to do this. Yes, they can be. They aren't always worth a lot. Some of them are possibly worth throwing away. I don't like throwing away books, but some of these books could be worth throwing away. But at the same time, some of them can definitely be worth selling. In fact, I've sold some books in foreign languages, or some books that were absolutely ratty, for tens of dollars on the very low end, or hundreds of dollars on the medium, or thousands of dollars on the higher end. Guys, there's a lot of money to be had in even some of the rattier books out there, even some books that aren't a language that you speak. It's like, no one reads Latin anymore. Why am I selling a book like this? And then you sell the book in Latin, and it's like, oh, this thing was worth thousands of dollars. Wow, I guess that was something that was cool. Or in the case of a lot of the Bibles that I do, some of the Bibles that I do are hundreds of years old and in different languages, and those certain dialects of those languages have changed over the years, so it's sort of like incomprehensible if you don't really know what you're doing, or so many other things. I mean, not only does language adapt, but let's face it, because language adapts, a foreign language isn't too different than an English language thing that's really old. You know, it's like it'll take some brain capacity to make it through if you're a French person trying to read old French, just like if you're an English person trying to read old English stuff. I mean, it still is going to be a little bit of a struggle, but because of that, and sort of as a part of that, the people that are going to be doing this are usually going to be the more educated people who are more passionate about the thing that they're trying to learn. And people who are more passionate about something usually are willing to spend a little bit more money. That's my experience, at least, with a lot of these things. Of course, that's not guaranteeing that someone's going to buy your 300-year-old book if you only have 5 pages left of it, because the rest of it got rotted away, eaten by squirrels, and so many other things. But there definitely can be some good money in books that are still mostly complete, rather readable, that sort of thing. So guys, this video, I was thinking I'd show you the photos on my phone, but I think it'll be just better if I just pull them up and show you guys. So it should be big enough to show you guys on this end of things. But guys, I just want to walk you through a recent sale that I did. This book, I'm not going to get the name right at all, I'm sure, because it's Greek, but as I just said, it's a Greek book, it's an antique book, and it's a little bit older than me, by give or take a couple decades, century, you know, unless of course if I'm a vampire, then it might be my age. We'll see. I'm kidding, I'm not a vampire, guys. Don't stab me with a wooden stake. That'll kill me, that'll kill a lot of people, just like it'll kill a vampire. But with that said though, guys, I'm just gonna show you guys the different photos I had in this particular listing. So here's the cover photo sort of thing for this book. I just like to, for some of these books, I like to get the front cover and the spine, just show people that it sort of looks good. That's not what a lot of people do, but it's what I personally do. And excuse me as I look down, this is me just looking through the photos on my phone. Next one is the front cover itself, then the spine, then the back, and finally we have the top corner. I like to do the top corner for a lot of these books, especially antique books, guys, especially the rattier antique books, because it shows sort of the state of the text block, the state of the book itself. It shows if things are just completely falling apart or if it's still mostly a book. So as you guys can see here, it looks like the book is still at least mostly a book. However, plot twist, it is sort of tearing up on the inside. Here's another shot. This is another one that I like to do. Sort of just shows the condition of the text block. Finally, we open it up. We see that it's covered in writing. So now I'm looking up here for you guys. As you can see, it's just covered in writing. It's got writing on the cover, on the inside front cover, and on the title page. Usually there's a page or two between the inside front cover and the title page, so potentially there could be a missing page or two before the title page, but the fact that the title page is here is very nice. That is a good addition to the value, because guys, if you have a book and it's missing the title page, missing the copyright page, not only can it be a boatload harder for you guys to find out what the book is, but it can also be not worth as much, because someone's gonna be like, well, I'm buying this book, how do I know I'm buying this book? I don't know exactly the reasoning behind it, but oftentimes I find the books that don't have that page, so the title page is on one side and then attached on the other side of that page is the copyright page most often. So if you don't have that page, that can be a really big negative impact on your value. With that said, on to this next one. As you guys can see here, it's the Roman numerals. Let's just look at it really quick. So we have M, D, C, 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 L, X, I, V. So guys, if you guys know Roman numerals, that's pretty obvious. If you guys don't know it, I just want to do a quick walkthrough, guys. I'll probably do a full video talking about Roman numerals in the future, just because you do see it a lot in antique books, and since this is Antique Book Collective. Subscribe below, cough, cough. Sorry, I had to. Since that we sort of do antique books on this channel, I think Roman numerals might be important, so I'll do a video about that in the future. There's some cool things about it. I've mentioned some of these cool facts before, but I'll do a more full video that hopefully isn't boring in the future. But with all that said, on to this. So M, that's 1,000. D is 500. C, 3 C's. Each C is 100, so 3 C's is 300. So that is 1,800. And then on to this last part, LXIV. If you guys are Super Bowl fans, I think we are. Are we at this one yet? No, we're not at that one just yet. Sorry, guys, I'm not a Super Bowl guy. I think we're just on Super Bowl 50-something. But with that said, though, guys, LX, that is 60. IV is 4. So this book is 1864. As you guys can see, someone penciled that in at the bottom of this. In fact, a lot of the things that they did were actually, they did like little translations of it. One of my favorite translations that they did or think they did was, if you guys see, I'm hoping it's around here on the inside of it, it says volume 2, and then they wrote in volume 2. Wow, that was an insightful translation right there. Sorry guys, I just thought that was funny. On to this next page though, you guys can see it has some loose pages. The pages themselves are in pretty good shape for loose pages. A lot of the times when you guys have loose pages, I mean, you'll have sections ripped off, you'll have it totally crumpled up. So this book, it definitely was in better condition for a book that has loose pages, but obviously it's not in great shape. And again, it has writing all over it, so that's a bummer. This one here, what did I say about how books would normally have ripped pages if it's loose? Oh look, a ripped page because it was loose. So that's something you guys will oftentimes see. Don't throw that page out just because it's ripped. Keep that page in there because at the end of the day, people are buying a book for the text inside of the book. If the page is ripped, yeah, that's not great, but it needs to still be there. So keep those pages in there as much as you can. Try to keep the pages like ordered in the order they are. Don't just take all the loose leaf pages out and like set them aside or shove them in some other part of the book. Try to keep, like, if page 64 is loose, put it in after page 63, guys. It's not that hard. I think we can count. If you guys are watching this and if you're selling books, you probably know how to count. So with that said, here's another shot of the book. I thought this shot was sort of pretty. This is another one. As you guys can see, it's got a piece of paper on it. It's got some tears on it. So it's not great shape. And then the last one, the last page in the inside back cover, that thing's just totally scribbled all over. Then another one, we got a picture of, looks like Einstein or something. And that's about it for this little slideshow thing. So I'll scoot on back over here. But guys, as you guys can see, that book looked pretty ratty. I mean, if I was brand new to this business, I'd look at that book and be like, there's no way that's worth anything. That thing's written all over. It looks like some kid just was like, this is my new picture book. I know it's not a picture book right now, but I'm going to make it a picture book. You know, like, you have that a lot with a lot of these books, especially if it's like a family that's a good-sized family. I mean, kids will rip apart books left, right, and center. So if you guys do have your own antique book business, maybe keep your kids out of it until they're up to the age of, I'm not going to scribble on the walls and on your books. That can definitely be a negative impact on your books, your business, all that sort of stuff. But with that said, though, guys, just because it's scribbled on, just because it has some loose pages, potentially that one even had some missing pages. I don't remember off the top of my head, but even if it has missing pages, those books can still be worth good money. And this book particular, guys, it's not the best example for this because at the end of the day, this book only sold for $25 plus shipping, and the person did international shipping, so it came out to $42 for them, so for all expenses, which, guys, the new eBay international program, so much better than having shipped through customs. Like, I know it's not the newest program, but it's newer, and when I first started, they didn't have it, and doing customs is terrible and expensive, so I'm just very happy that they do that now. But if you guys sort of are following my thinking here, you also will realize with the new eBay international shipping program, with it being so much cheaper, so much easier, that sort of stuff, there are customers from around the globe that can now get these books for a non-insane price. In fact, guys, so this book went out to Greece, and let's just do the numbers really quick. So let's say the person paid $42, and they actually paid a little bit less than that, but let's just say $42. They paid me $25 for the book, so that means they paid $17 to get the book sent from Oregon, or Oregon, as some of you psychos call it on the East Coast. It's Oregon. Gun, like pew-pew gun. Say it right, please, don't kill me. But it's crazy to think that something could get shipped from Oregon all the way over to the old world in Greece, across the pond, whatever you guys want to call it. It's just crazy to think that something on the Mediterranean could get something from Oregon for 17 bucks. I mean, insane. But with all that said, guys, with the new eBay program being so cheap, I mean, I've seen a lot more people buying my books from all over. In fact, eBay, they sort of recently started enrolling everyone in the international program and having it so everyone's books can get shipped out. They don't necessarily tell you every single time if it does it. If you poke around, you can definitely find out where the person lives, at least what country, what city sometimes. You can find out if it's an international shipment. You can find that out if you poke around, but usually you're not going to see it right off the bat when you're packing your order. All you'll really see is it's going to go to Glendale Heights, Illinois, or a couple other places. I've only had it go to Illinois lately, but they used to have it go to a couple different places. I want to say Tennessee was one of them, but now it's just Glendale for me. But with that said, you'll see a lot more people, probably, if you guys are now going to pay attention to that, you'll see a lot more different international shipments. And guys, with those international shipments, that is new readers from all over the board with new money that you did not have access to 10 years ago. So there's a lot of books that you couldn't have sold 10 years ago that you can sell now. In addition to that, it's different languages, guys. My Greek book, what are the odds of that Greek book selling in America? Pretty low. I mean, what, 1% of chance? Not going to happen. But if we include international shipping, and now we can include Greece into this picture, well, someone from Greece might actually buy a book that's written in Greek. Imagine that. So, guys, I've actually sold a lot of different books that are written in different languages to the actual country that these books first came from in a lot of cases, which is pretty stinking cool, pretty dandy, and it's something that I really enjoy. So, with that said, though, guys, there's definitely some good money to be had. I know that this book, being only $25, was not the most thrilling, wow, you made so much money, but, guys, I have had some that were $75, $100, and I haven't had any foreign language books sell for over $1,000. I haven't had any worth over $1,000, but I have had some, rattier antique books that are worth over $1,000 as well. So with all that said and done, though, guys, I just wanted to reiterate, beat up foreign language books can definitely be worth some good money. Be sure to look them up. You're not necessarily going to find comps for these books when you guys are looking them up, and by comps I mean other people selling that book or similar book. You're not going to have that happen all the time. I have this question all the time of, what do I do if I can't find comps? Guys, trust your gut. I'm going to actually do a video on this. It's probably going to be a reseller rule, honestly. Maybe even reseller rule number 1. You guys got to learn to trust your gut in this business. Okay, so this book was 1864. Let's see. Most of the books that I sell from the 1800s that are in foreign languages, I can get at least $20 for in most of the cases. Sometimes $40. I find normally 1880s and after, I can get at least $20 for almost every single one of those books. 1850s-ish, maybe 1840s-ish, up to the 1880s, I can normally get $40 for, depending on the condition. And then older than that, it's $60 as the floor. That's just what I have as sort of a floor that I've sort of noticed. You guys can definitely have different floors for yourself of what you normally see happen. But that's sort of what I have seen a lot of. So with that said, though, guys, because of that, because I was trusting my gut, I was like, okay, so based on that, this book should be worth at least, I think I had it listed actually for $30, so the person sent me an offer for $25, so that's pretty close. So I was like, okay, whatever. But with that said, though, guys, there are a lot of different things that you can do, should do, all that sort of stuff to make sure that you are pricing your things correctly. Again, I'm going to do a video on that in the future because I've had this question so often. It's not a dumb question, guys, at all. Don't get that impression. It's a very, very good question. What are you supposed to do? I mean, the only thing I know is how to do price checks with comps. How am I supposed to figure this out? And again, I'm going to go over this in a whole video on its own, but guys, it's something that you got to trust your gut on. Eventually, as you do this business long enough, you will get the better book pricing gut, if you will, as you sort of see what all these different books are worth. But I will definitely be making a video on this in the future because, again, it's sort of an important thing. Let's see, we sell books. Maybe we need to know the price of these books that we should sell, So with that said and done, though, guys, thank you for watching. Once again, I want to say, don't throw out your beat up foreign books. Those books, guys, can be worth some good money. And yeah, $25 is not a lot, but it's definitely a lot more than what a lot of people will try to sell different books for over the years. I have seen plenty of listings online of people selling books for 1 penny plus shipping. $25 is a little bit more than 1 penny plus shipping, if you know what I mean. So with that said, though, guys, thank you for watching. Be sure to check out one of my other videos. Be sure to subscribe. Drop a like, drop a comment. Guys, if you have any antique books that are foreign languages that you've sold that did pretty well, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. Honestly, guys, that'd be cool. So with that said, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.